How riches come to you. All right. So, we're going to talk about probably one of the most important parts of this book. Every chapter is important, but in this chapter here, The Science of Getting Rich, the original manifestor, Wallace Wattles, talks about how riches come to you. And I put up all these little dollar bills right here. I've gotten questions about this because I put up $100 bills here everywhere, and some of them are fake, some of them are real. But what it does is it's a wealth trigger. So as soon as I see it, I've gotten these put up everywhere. They're all around my room, they're in the bathroom, they're everywhere. So that's why we have these $100 everywhere here. And it stimulates abundance. It just makes me reassured that it's there. So chapter 6, how riches come to you. So in the first 2 pages of this book, he talks about or the first 2 pages of this chapter, he talks about how giving every person more in use value than you take from them in cash value. This is possible. And the reason why this is important is because it keeps the world turning in a prosperous way. So if this book here costs me $1, or it's free for you because I'll include it in the PDF and the comments down there. But what it does is if it gets me thousands or millions of dollars by getting this book, it was only worth the cost. At it as if you're charging someone something that's going to change their life forever. So say I got like a therapy session for $1 million, and bless you. Say I got a therapy session for $1 million, and it changed my life forever. Would that therapy session be worth it? Absolutely, it would be worth it because it changed my life forever. So you want to make sure that you're giving every person more in use value than you take from them in cash value. There's a story in here where he says about a person who owns a picture by one of the great artists, but in any civilization, it's worth thousands of dollars, right? But if you traveled to say Alaska, and I don't know if there's any Eskimos in Alaska, but if you travel somewhere where there's Eskimos and you give them a picture worth $1,000 for anywhere normally, and that person gives you the money for it, the Eskimo has no use for it, right? So you have wronged that person by selling him something that he didn't need. You do not need to lie or cheat and steal to get riches. Okay, we can get riches by adding to other people's lives. We don't need to hustle people. We don't need to swindle people. This is 2020. There's more ways to make money than ever. So in the last chapter, we talked about how scarcity, the mindset of scarcity or lack, is a sin. So we have to remove scarcity, remove lack completely from our person, okay? Because if we think of lack or scarcity, what happens is a lot of other things start happening, like disease, and you have to start selling things that you once needed because you're thinking in lack. So remove lack and scarcity completely from your person. And you can do that by doing things like this, by having a wealth trigger and things like that around your home, and for preparing for wealth a lot better. So give every person more in use value. So the one substance, God or infinite intelligence, wants to give you the things that you want. God wants to sing, dance, and enjoy the things through human beings, right? So how to get ready for that is to assume like you already have it. So act like you already have it. Don't go in a mountain of debt for something that's not going to pay you back right away, but act like you already have it. And the secret really is the feeling and the emotion like you already have it, right? That is the secret of the law of attraction. That's the secret of this whole book. It really is to feel like it's already happening, and acting and thinking and doing everything like you already have it. You're going to line up with that vibration, and it's going to happen. So there's a story in here where he talks about a kid who was once on a piano, sitting on a piano, and he was vainly trying to bring harmony out of the keys. And he saw the kid, and he was provoked by his inability to play the real music. He asked the kid the cause of his vexation, and he answered, "I can feel the music in me, but I can't make my hands go right." The music in him was the urge of original substance, wanting to play the piano. You can't deny the things that you're already good at. I did it for a long time. I was in sales for a long time. I really thought that I had to be this professional business person and be so serious. And it wasn't good for my soul. I could see it on my face that it wasn't good for my soul. I could see it in how I was living that it wasn't good. So what I did was I let the original substance kind of guide me, not kind of guide me, but certainly guide me to where I wanted to go. So that was in comedy. I was really good at making people laugh, and I did interviews when I was a child. So I used to interview people like I was on a late night talk show. So if you don't know what you're already good at, look in your childhood to see what you've been good at. So if you were good at drawing, if you were good with animals, veterinarian, if you're good at talking to people, maybe you're great at sales. So look at those different things to find out the urge of original substance. There's something inside of you already that you're great at, that you can get rich at. And you can do it through creation and not competition. So if you can do it through creation and not competition, you can start to find the little details in your life that you can do because you're taking your time. You are not competitive because you're the only one, right, that can do it the way that you want to do it. And this is how you do it. So you do it through creation. So God is trying to live through us, humanity. He's saying, I want hands to build wonderful structures, to play divine harmonies, to paint glorious pictures. I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongue to tell my mighty truths, and to sing marvelous songs, and so on. All that is possibility is seeking expression through men. God wants those who can play music to have pianos and every other instrument, and to have the means to cultivate their talents to the fullest extent. This is how rich is brought to you. He wants all these things because it is himself that enjoys and appreciates them. It is God who wants to play and sing and enjoy beauty and proclaim truth and wear fine clothes and eat good foods and drive nice cars and be rich. Do not hesitate by asking largely, for it is your Father's great pleasure to give you the kingdom. So many of us and so many people think that it's God's will to sacrifice and be in poverty in order to get to the wealth, in order to get to that level of your life. You don't have to live in poverty. God is not pleased by you living in poverty. He wants to see you thrive and be successful and be all that you can be. That's what was intended for humanity. You can see it. Everything goes to the light eventually. Everything. And I wanted to do a practice here because there's a saying in the chapter where he says, by thinking it is brought to you, and by action you receive it. So you can spend all day, right? You can spend all day thinking about the things that you want, but where everyone gets hung up is the actual action towards it. So the action towards what you want will get you the cup of coffee, right? If you can think about a cup of coffee all day long, you're in a locked room. You think about the cup of coffee. I think I'm going to manifest this cup of coffee. It won't be brought to you unless you act upon it. So by thinking about it, the minds of men are bringing it towards you through the one substance, because we're connected to the one substance. The one substance, which is infinite intelligence, which is God. So by thinking about it, it's brought to you. Coffee's being made right now. Think of it brewing right now as we're talking. So it's brewing right now, but what we have to do is we have to act upon getting the cup of coffee. We have to actually literally go and get the cup of coffee, or go and get the car, or go and get the money. It's brought to you, but you have to act to receive it. So I hope that makes sense. And if you guys haven't done it already, you can go ahead and download the book right there in the comments. It's absolutely free. There's an audiobook too that I have on the channel. So listen to that over and over and over again. Wallace Wattles, the absolute king of manifesting. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. Or if you have a business, there's so many people working from home right now that would love to have their own business. If you know how to make money online, if you know how to transfer people from doing the 9-to-5 corporate jobs into doing their own business, put it in the comments. This is a mastermind, so we would love to all increase together and to get the riches and be abundant. So we'll see you next week, guys. I appreciate you.